up on World's Greenest Homes. In a small New York town, nothing goes to waste.
This is cellulose insulation.
But you'll never guess what it's made of.
Like I can actually grab this?
You can grab it.
Then it's off to Seattle, where living in luxury is cause for celebration.
The tile work in there is recycled wine bottles.
Chardonnay.
It's got wine cork floors.
Cheers. And in Toronto,
a lot of people will stop and look.
why? Because they've designed a green home that definitely stands out. Join us as we visit the world's greenest and most extraordinary homes on the planet.
Not far from cool and cosmopolitan New York City lie lush forests and the unique towns and villages of New York State, an absolute must-see for any enviro enthusiast.
One must-see is in Pomona, where environmentalists and artists live together in a unique co-op community.
Here in Skyview Acres is a family home that's taken huge steps to lower its carbon footprint.
And huge is right, at almost 5,000 square feet. The home is powered by geothermal technology, making it the third most energy efficient home in New York State.
It's very important to us to have a zero carbon emissions house.
Paul, a computer scientist, and Rabia, a writer, have raised their family to respect the environment and their love of the arts.
We have a lot of different kinds of artwork in our home. It's very homey. It has a very intimate feel, which I think the arts and crafts style have. Hi, John.
How are you? Paul, good to see you.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
Okay, this plaque that really is an Energy Star home I'm about to enter.
This is our Energy Star home. Well, welcome to our beautiful home.
All kinds of interesting little artifacts and details around this space, and you got some kind of wacky thing right here. I don't even know where to go with
This
that.
is Miss Rio.
Miss Rio, what, has a name?
Miss Rio, yes.
Okay.
She's made from the remnants of flip-flops that are made in Brazil and then just thrown into the landfill. And you can sit on it. It's very comfy.
Okay, I'll have to be the judge of that.
Okay, go ahead, John.
There you go.
Isn't
That's
that
pretty good.
nice?
A dominant theme of wood in this space here. Tell me why we went that way.
Wood is definitely a very integral part of arts and crafts.
You've got great detail in carpentry, a nice coffered ceiling here.
And it was done very inexpensively and very simply. That's just plywood and pine strips across it, but it gives a very powerful effect.
Much of the wood inside the home came from the woods just outside the home.
You built a home that has zero carbon emissions. I mean, how did you achieve that?
Well, the zero emissions has to do with the way the house is set up to be super energy efficient, because the heating and cooling system that we use, the geothermal system, itself produces no carbon emissions whatsoever. We have a large number of windows, but they're all Energy Star rated. They're double pane, argon-filled, low E glass, which is the best kind of glass. It allows the most amount of sunlight in the winter and the least amount of sunlight in the summer.
Smart. And with 4 skylights, they hardly ever have to flip on the lights.
This desk is an Indian desk. This feels so wonderful. This is very much like my Indian grandfather's desk down in South America. I'm drawn to that part of my ethnic background.
And here's something to get drawn to. What a great view of nature.
As you can see, these big open picture windows here, it's just so wonderful to feel like you're in the woods, and it feels like you're actually elevated, like you're in the treetops.
Kitchen's right here.
It is.
Most American luxury homes have gigantic kitchens, but this kitchen, I think, is very intimate, and everything is very accessible.
And they went for the smallest footprint possible. And the European stove is their biggest energy and space saver.
Unlike American stoves that have very large ovens, these ovens are actually pretty small, so it uses a lot less energy.
Oh, wow, so it is tiny, absolutely.
Yes.
But it's big enough you can put a 20-pound turkey in there.
Backsplash really stands out, lots of color here. There's got to be a
Well,
story.
My friend Beth, who's a potter, made these especially for us in this checkerboard pattern. It's just so unique.
For architect Jerry Hall's inspiration for color, he didn't have to look far.
We were choosing the color of the stucco. Jeffrey picked up a handful of dirt and said, okay, that's the color of the stucco.
Just like that, match this dirt.
Matches dirt, and the color of the shingles matches the bark of the tree, and obviously the green matches the leaves.
Some interesting design elements on the outside, and I'm sort of seeing something pretty interesting above the window there.
Well, this is a musical family. They have a very talented son. And I designed the brackets to respect that musical affiliation.
The exterior has a great look, but the surprise lies inside.
This is cellulose insulation. It's just recycled New York Times.
What do you mean, recycled newspaper? Like I can actually grab
You
this?
can grab it. This product is a very simple recycled product, and it has a very high R value. When they blow it in with water. So that way they can densely pack it in there.
2 showers, 2 sinks, no toilet.
Something's missing, right? That's a water closet, right? It's a separate room, and that's also an arts and crafts style to have a separate room for the bathroom.
And of course, the toilets are energy efficient.
Absolutely.
Low
They're-
volume.
By the way, those are low-flow shower heads, so we
Okay.
have those throughout the whole house.
Here we are in our master and mistress bedroom.
It's plural.
Well, I want to be egalitarian.
This is an eco-friendly bed. It's solid cherry, and it's made out of farm-raised wood.
Is there an eco-friendly element to the massive skylight over your eco-friendly bed?
We can let in sunlight in the winter, and it makes it very nice and warm here, so we get passive solar. The window actually opens, so we can let air in, and that helps with air circulation.
And cutting off light is as simple as pressing a button.
Come on into the basement.
It's a basement, and I could just tell by all the funky materials down here. We got a lot of eco-friendly species of wood.
We went all out with eco products in this basement.
Tell me about the floor first.
Okay, first of all, that's bamboo. Bamboo is a very eco-friendly wood. It has a 4-year growth cycle. Cut it down, it comes right back. It's really a grass anyway.
This material here, what is this? It feels like a cork or some sort.
That's called bioboard. That is the stem and stalk of the sunflower plant, which is normally an agricultural waste product. It's normally burned or put into a landfill.
Like this is really your mechanical system area. I mean, you've got painted concrete walls, you got a nice red wall there, all enclosed. I'm just amazed, like you peek in here, you've painted your floors black. It's like a work of art inside, never mind outside. I mean, you spent a lot of time and effort for that.
We did.
When I look through this window, what am I seeing right there?
Well, that's our geothermal heat pump, and that's what gives us heat and cool for the house. There's an underground array of tubes that are just carrying water, and the water gets heated to the temperature of the earth, which is about 55 degrees. Once the water comes into this unit right here, it gets transformed into a gas and compressed so it gets hot enough to heat our house.
There's no emissions for you.
That's correct. The geothermal system has no chimney because it's not burning anything, so it is a zero carbon output.
This family has managed to preserve and retain the best of the old without sacrificing what's new and eco-technologies. Seattle, Washington is the largest city on America's Pacific Northwest. Birthplace of grunge music and a coffee drinker's paradise, this city is buzzing with eco-revitalized architecture.
What's not to love about Seattle? A mild climate, the ocean just a stone's throw away, and lush trees everywhere. It's no wonder it's called the Emerald City, at least when it's not raining. Our focus is downtown's 1910 historic Cobb building, converted in 2006 from medical offices. It now features eco-friendly apartments, and none is more stunning than the 1,200 square foot, 1-bedroom, 2-bath, very cool penthouse.
The space reflects our personality. The space reflects what we like.
Green real estate developer Greg Smith and his wife Monica knew exactly what they wanted.
We thought about each piece, the furniture, the art, what is green, what is sustainable.
Making sure it met our lifestyle needs, as well as being environmentally responsible. Come on in.
This apartment has a very comfortable feel. It should, because the furniture is made from 100% cotton.
The vintage womb chair we had reupholstered with 100% recycled polyester, so who knows, maybe it came from one of our fleece jackets. Our architect, she suggested going out to antique stores and vintage furniture shops and finding a mix of chairs, all different sizes, all different shapes.
When we have guests over Different guests kind of gravitate towards different chairs, and so we always are wondering between the two of us who's going to which one, right?
Clearly, hauling firewood to the penthouse gets old quickly. So what do?
We wanted to create the ambiance of a fireplace, so we designed this really cool space with these logs in it, and we'll put candles in there and get the kind of the glimmering light of it, but we don't have an actual gas fireplace.
And in their kitchen, a surprise.
Everyone walks in here and they immediately assume it's a skylight, but it's just fluorescent lighting and it looks like a skylight. Our architect showed us this bright blue paint and recommended painting it, and we were like, I don't think so. But we went with their recommendation and we're so happy we did.
And it really gets people tricked out when they come in at 9 o'clock at night and it's dark outside, yet there's still this beautiful blue skylight. These cabinets are made from an oak tree that was pulled out of a bog, and the wood was stained from the minerals from the bog to create this color.
Speaking of unique color combos, the backsplash is made from recycled vodka, beer, and wine bottles.
We like that splash of color in the kitchen.
Cheers.
We designed the hallway to run around the perimeter to bring as much natural light as we can.
That's great, but could pose a problem. With so much glass, the original windows have been re-insulated.
We used bamboo floors almost throughout the whole apartment, which is a rapidly renewable resource. We did it in a herringbone pattern and then used the baseboards as more of a traditional baseboard, so it's playing off of each other.
And another nice touch is the Art Deco powder room's mosaic wall. It's made from 100% recycled glass. And their commute to work ends at the end of the hall.
And it's appropriate that it's our office because this used to be a dental office. The terrazzo floor is the original floor, and there are, little nicks and some damaged marks throughout, but we've patched them pretty well. Why don't you talk about the door?
This red door just always spoke to me.
Spoke? Well, that's a first.
I just loved its rounded top. This door is a favorite feature in the whole place, so I was like, that door has to be used somewhere. And so it's perfect. Welcome to the master suite. And my favorite part is the bed, which Monica can explain.
Besides it being really comfortable, it's all latex with a wool topper, so no toxic fire retardants. We just started using bamboo sheets, which are also really comfortable.
This is our little urban sanctuary. We really wanted to think of this space as more than just a bathroom, but a place that we could get away from the fast pace of the urban environment.
And we continued some of the themes, salvaged wood and the recycled glass tiles.
The floors are natural stone.
And the shower?
The tile work in there is recycled wine bottles.
Chardonnay.
I think they're Chardonnay bottles. Got wine cork floors, and we also have music in there, so you can just go in and turn on the music and steam and get away from it all.
It's not the most water efficient bathroom, but it was one of those conscious decisions that we made that we just love taking a bath every once in a while, and we love taking steam showers, and so we made that choice.
When we chose this apartment, this deck was the clincher. We have this great garden outside. It creates a natural barrier between us and the world out there.
The deck is made from e-paper, durable and naturally resistant to rot, mold, termites, and weather. E-paper is perfect.
We can see the Olympic Mountains. We can see Elliott Bay and the ferries coming back and forth.
And at night, it's really spectacular with all the lights on.
And I think the green movement and the emphasis on energy efficiency, it's touching everything. It's new design, it's new architecture, it's new planning. It's this incredible platform for us to really push for change in all areas. It's a really exciting time.
Toronto the Good, renowned for its clean streets, low crime rate, and high standard of living, has consistently made the list of one of the world's most livable cities.
Helping Toronto make that list is its exciting cultural art and renaissance. So it just seems natural that green construction here is on the rise. We found this 3-bedroom, 3.5-bath home just 20 minutes from a revitalized downtown.
A short drive from the bustling city center in a quiet neighborhood called Scarborough, a crumbling foundation led to a mini green revolution.
Talk about a fixer-upper.
Like a drink of water?
This is computer consultant Andrew Pease and his wife Donna and their 5-year-old son. When they figured out their home was falling apart, they knew what they had to do.
It's going to be less extraordinary and more common to build green because it makes more sense in the long term.
How you doing, Andrew?
Hi.
Come on in.
Donna, how are you?
Thanks.
I guess you knew it was me. There's no hiding who's coming to your front door here.
Oh
Absolutely
no,
not.
the big window really gives it away.
Come on in.
Does this room have a name?
It's the front room or it's the winter room because they've got the fireplace up here. It's a really cozy room. And then the back room's the summer room.
This light is beautiful and is created by a great American designer, George Nelson.
Another strong element in this room is your big front window with the southern exposure.
It actually brings in a lot of heat in the winter, which is great.
Structure is obviously a key to any
Yep.
good building, and we can see the little posts here. You've got the steel beams.
Yep.
A lot of people would try to hide that.
You can't put a really, really big window into a size of a house like we have without having structural support. And after paying all the money for the steel, which is considerable, I didn't want to hide it. And we ended up painting it out, and I think it looks great. It really adds to the really modern feel of the house.
So many surfaces to choose for flooring, yet you ended up with concrete.
Well, we've got all in-floor heating right now, and concrete's the best sort of conduit for heat.
Radiant floor heating is very efficient. It actually makes the room feel warmer, more comfortable. Instead of forced air, which is pushing air around.
You can notice the flooring surface. I mean, I know concrete expands and contracts over time, and you can see the cracking there.
Yeah, there's a couple of minor cracks.
It's not crumbling like the old
Oh, absolutely
foundation.
not.
This is my favorite room.
Favorite room, like favorite room in the whole house.
Oh yes. It's an awesome kitchen. It's huge and it's fantastic. It does a great party.
It's literally the heart of the house. We have the skylights above giving us all this natural light. So even in the dingiest day, we still have lots and lots of natural light in here.
Let's talk about some of the other features. You went with a nice horizontal grain on your cabinetry.
This is quarter sawn cherry. It's a different look completely, and we think it's really interesting. And it gives the kitchen a bit of a different look.
Countertop, you went with the man-made crushed quartz.
It's just one of the hardest and most durable materials you can get in a kitchen.
Also, I love the look.
What about the appliances? What can you tell me about them?
The dishwasher is really energy efficient. It's also very, very quiet, which I love.
Yeah, the first time we ran it, we weren't even sure it was running.
It's that quiet, really.
It's that quiet. Luckily enough, it's got a light, so we can tell.
All of the other appliances really efficient. I tried to go for as energy efficient as possible.
Explain to me about the meter. I mean, is this something that is monitoring the entire house?
We get to see exactly how much power we're using at any given time.
When we first put it in, we would actually go running around trying to turn off lights and find out what it was that was pulling all the power. It makes you really conscious in terms of exactly how much energy you use.
This is unusual. 2 living rooms, the same, but different. This one's in the back.
This room is much brighter, it's airier.
It's lovely and cool. It's really relaxing. It's our sort of multi-purpose summer living and dining area.
And Kidville too. You've exposed a lot of big structural elements in this space. You've got the big beams exposed here.
We needed a big structural beam. There were a couple of options available to us, and this was one that was actually made in Ontario called Paralam. We saw it and we loved the look of it, and we just had to have it exposed.
Literally, it came in, I'm like, we're not painting that.
It was the first thing we both said. It's just too cool, and
cool.
it's turned into a great design element.
We always call it the bridge, just because it just goes straight across. And we've had a bunch of neighbors, sort of younger kids, that are like, cool, you've got a bridge in your house.
So you spared no expense on natural light in this area.
Yeah, I love this.
Is there a key to the way these skylights are positioned?
A vast majority of the sunlight that's hitting it gets reflected off.
It's positioned to get the light without the heat in the summer.
A key feature for your ventilation system is the window that you put right in the right corner up there.
You got all the heat building up at the top of the house when it gets hot in the summer, so just opening that a crack, all that hot air gets out, just really helps us keep this place cool without using an air conditioner.
We all understand the need for privacy. That's what makes their bedroom so special.
It's not the biggest bedroom in the world, but it's a really cozy spot. It's a place we can retreat to.
These guys know comfort. Their bed has 100% organic cotton sheets, and a modern fan cools the room.
So it's not a far walk from the bedroom to the bathroom, obviously.
No, it's really
No.
not.
Tell me about what went into the design for the master ensuite.
It's small, I call it tiny and perfect. We really wanted to have a luxurious space that was our own.
It's our little mini spa-like area. Definitely a parent-only zone.
Even though their bathroom is small, it's huge in energy efficiency, with a dual flush toilet and a low-flow shower head. but it's the outside that really catches your eye.
You've got a lot going out here. Tell me about all the blends of materials you decided to use.
Our builder at one point joked that we were sort of an exterior sampler. We've got everything from the stone veneer to wood siding to stucco.
What we didn't want it to look like was a big, long box.
Right.
And one of the ways to do that is to break it up a bit and have some different treatments.
What about your front lawn? I mean, you look down the street and most people have green grass, yet you have a edible garden, you've got wood chips, stone.
We get so much sun here in the front. This is a southern exposure. We just wanted to have it as much interesting vegetation and vegetation that can handle the scorching heat up here as much as possible, and low maintenance, really.
You talk about southern exposure. You've got 2 massive windows here,
Yep.
and I see you've designed a way to shade that as well.
Integral to the design of the front were some sunshades, and they're just wide enough that in the heat of the summer, we don't actually get any direct sunshine, but in the winter, they're short enough that we get a full sunlight in, helping us heat the front of the house.
This building stands out, especially on this street. I mean, everyone must sort of stop and gaze and take a peek.
It's been actually a real surprise for us that it's been so well received. It's not like we made a giant pink house or something.
Right, but it does make a statement, and though there's no denying it's fun to look at, they've created a sophisticated home that's ecologically conscious.
When we had the old house, we were already committed to trying to improve its efficiency. As you start walking down that road, you realize there are a lot of little things you can do that have a really big effect.
1,001 tiny decisions all started with one big decision: to demolish a crumbling house and design a new home now built on a solid green foundation. You've got some vegetation. I mean, you got a plethora of things going on out here. This edible lawn, is it just for this family or is it for the whole neighborhood here?
It may end up being for the neighborhood.
For the whole neighborhood.
I mean, because traditionally an edible area might be in the backyard, right?
Yeah.
Where it's a bit more private, but here it's like, I'd pick something.
You know, we probably wouldn't mind if people did, as long as they didn't take away with something like the melons if they ended up with you.